Well, hello today. Hope you're doing well. I am checking my phone because I am the only one here today. My team is on Sunday time off. I'd like to see if this is coming live or not. There we are. Okay, if you can hear me and you're watching this live, give me a 1 in the comment. If you can hear me, just let me know. If you're watching this on a replay, give me a 3 in the comment. I want to share with you something interesting that I share in my Move Toward Emotional Freedom program. The challenge that I have. By the way, that challenge is coming up. I'm getting things set up for you here. That challenge is coming up 2 Mondays from now. So that may be something I'm strongly, not maybe, that's something I'm strongly going to suggest that you go and attend. I'll put a link down in the first comment. So let's talk today a little bit about happiness. You hear people say, you may have said it to somebody else, somebody has certainly probably said it to you, choose to be happy. What does that really mean? Choose to be happy. That's like if you see somebody at a restaurant and they're just stuffing their face with donuts and ice cream and soda, and you say, choose to be fit. You don't expect them just to go, okay, muscles, I'm fit. Doesn't work that way. So when we hear choose to be happy, or happy is a choice, happy is a choice that doesn't happen right away. Happy is not a choice that happens right away. It's something that you have to do. You have to have the groundwork and the foundation to make sure that you can choose happiness. If you don't have the foundation, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment, you cannot choose happiness for any length of time other than maybe put a smile on your face, and that doesn't last long. That's not real happiness. So I'm going to share with you 9 things, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time with you today on all 9 of them. But these are 9 things that people have found when somebody has, like, say, cancer. There's 9 things they seem to do that literally put their cancer into remission. And as I looked at these 9 things, I started to think, you know what? These are 9 things not only that can help you, physically or, from sickness and so forth. These are 9 things that will help you have a better life, period, and enable you to be happy. So let's talk about these 9 things, all right? Here they are. Boom. Oh, that's not them. Hold on. I got so many things going on here. Let me find these 9 things for you. Where are they? Bear with me, bear with me. All right, where do we go? Give me a second. All right, there we are. Okay, let's bring them up for you. So we're going to discuss maybe 2 or 3 or 4. You got radically changing your diet, using herbs and supplements, taking control of your health, following your intuition, releasing suppressed emotions, increasing positive emotions, embracing social support, deepening your spiritual connection, and have a strong reason for living. So let's talk about only 2 of them: repressing suppressed emotions and having a strong reason to live, all right? So if you have suppressed emotions from a year ago, 20 years ago, maybe some kind of a trauma, loss of a loved one, and those suppressed emotions are still popping up, and then you have a bad day or a bad moment and somebody says to you, choose to be happy, now what? You can just maybe smile for a second. I'm confirming my audio's up. I want to make sure that you guys, I never say you guys, that you can hear me. Bear with me. Oh yeah, I can hear it. Okay. So, if you have suppressed emotions, you are not going to be able to just say, I'm going to choose happiness. Let's go to the last one. Have a strong reason for living. Have a strong reason for living. If you don't have a purpose, you cannot be happy. So when I did this program, and when I do this program on my Move Toward Emotional Freedom challenge, I have everybody go through these 9 things on a scale of 1 to 10. I have them write down where they're at, 10 being the highest. So if we go back to the last one, have a strong reason for living, and I would ask somebody on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? And if they say, well, I'm at about a 3, that person is going to have a hard time, especially in a moment where they're very unhappy. If somebody says to them, you know what you ought to do, choose to be happy, they're not going to be continually, consistently happy until what? Until they have a strong reason for living, and until they release suppressed emotions. So these are all things that must be done, the foundation that must be laid for us to truly have happiness. Now, when you ever hear me talk about happiness, I'm actually referring more to joy than happiness. The reason being is happiness is very fleeting. Somebody can do something for you, give you a little gift that makes you happy. But joyfulness is something that can be more internal and more consistent. Happiness, I mean, if somebody, gets a hammer and hits it on your finger, you're not going to be happy. But overall, you could still be a joyful person, or in the moment of being joyful for that day. All right? So I want you to be thinking about choose happiness. If you're not consistently happy, and this has been a big challenge for me because of all the things that most of you, I'm sure, know I've been through. And I had to figure out, okay, for me to get to the point of choosing happiness, okay, I'm going to choose happiness, but here's what I got to do. I've got to have a strong reason for living. So if I'm at a 1, I got to figure out what can I do to have a strong reason for living to a 4. And then what can I do to get that to a 5 and to a 6? And then you have to do specific things to make those things happen. And if you are not consciously aware of these things, there's no way that you can consistently have joy and happiness, meaning and purpose in your life. So these are just a couple things I wanted to share with you today. So when you think about choosing happiness, yes, you make the choice. It doesn't make you happy once you make the choice. You now, after making the choice, have to figure out, okay, do I have the correct foundation? Because maybe I just got off a course and somebody stole my happiness, or I let somebody steal my happiness for that moment. Okay, let me remind myself to get back to it. But it's going to work only if you have that foundation. Consistently, you'll be able to be happy and more joyful. If you don't have the foundation laid, not going to happen. All you're going to do is, okay, I'm going to choose to be happy, and it'll last about maybe 1 to 5 minutes, if that. All right, something to think about. I'm going to have my link below in the first comment. Give me a second or so to put that in for you. And my Move Toward Emotional Freedom Challenge starts 2 Mondays from now, May the 15th. If you've ever experienced any type of stress or anxiety, especially that stems from phobias, trauma, loss of a loved one, anything of like that in the past, what it's going to do, it's going to affect what I call as ILA, your income limiting anxiety. If you have income limiting anxiety, you are not going to be able to move forward and live to your full potential financially, which also will limit your full potential in other areas in your life. So I encourage you to attend this event. 5 days, only 1 to 2 hours a day for the 5 days, depending on which ticket that you choose. It's entirely digital. And the best thing about it, you could be at home in the comfort of your couch or bedroom or your office or wherever and take advantage of this truly life-changing program. For any of you that have been at any of my events, I mean, if you don't mind sharing a comment about the impact, these are not pump up, rah-rah, you're great, you're wonderful, you can do it, you're broken, just go fix yourself. These are specific strategies that get you instant results on many areas of your life. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging with me today. Look forward to seeing your comments. I will do my very best to respond to them as well. And between now and the next time we get to chat, you know what to do. Don't let anything or anyone rent space in your head, and I will leave you with these great foundations for happiness.